What's up, everybody? So today's video request, which is a very, very interesting video request. Dr Kevorkian, he supposedly euthanized people that wanted to die, people that had terminal illness, people that were terminally going to die anyway, but he just sped the process up so that their suffering will no longer have to go on. Because they're going to die anyway. Plus, we're all going to just die anyway. But you get what I mean? They have a terminal illness that's killing them. So in the meantime, before it actually fully takes them type of people, they suffer in pain or whatever situation it might be in. So this guy, the doctor who literally assists suicide. Now, there's a lot of people that go against that. And I just don't understand the reason why. Because the truth is, what if you were in those people's shoes that have some kind of illness that you're not going to get better, you're going to die anyway, when you could just choose to end it sooner, just end the suffering now? Because what the hell's the point in going days and days, or heck, even a few more months of feeling pain and all that shit, when you could just cut to the chase? Why go against something like that? That's the thing I truly can't understand. It's just that I look as selfish. We put our animals down when they're in pain, when they're about to die. So this doctor was basically looking out for humanity doing the same thing. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he got arrested. I know he's dead now. I didn't do too much research about it, but I just know very little. But it's just crazy how we could put our animals down, which is good. I'm not saying that shouldn't be. That should definitely be, but why can't it be the same for us? I never say let's all end our lives. But what I'm trying to put it out as, who am I to force someone to live? Just like, who am I to force someone to die, or who am I to take someone's life? It should be totally up to the person of what he or she wants to do. That's all it really comes down to. So by me saying this, I don't see how I'm wrong or how I'm a heartless person. If anything, I feel like I have a heart for saying this, because people should have the right to do what they want with their lives, even if it insists in killing themselves. Now, of course, I don't recommend it, but if people want to go through with it, they should have every right to do so. That's all I'm saying. I'm not encouraging it in any way, form, and I say that in almost every single video I make. But, yeah. No one here asked to be born. Not a single soul here asked to be here. Not a single soul here signed up for this. It just happened. So we should at least have the right to choose whether we want to participate or depart. A lot of people will be like, that's dark. But the truth is, I find it dark having someone live when they're suffering, when they have no joy in life. And of course, if they have any type of illness, such as a mental illness or terminal illness, I look at that as selfishness, forcing that person to live when that person rather just die and wants to die because he or she doesn't want to suffer anymore. The majority of the reasons is we don't want to lose our loved ones, which I understand. But that's being selfish, because by you forcing your loved one or whoever to live, they're in pain. They're in pain, so you're not too much in pain. I mean, you're in pain, I guess, seeing them in pain, but you'll be even more pain if you see them die. So you're forcing them to live for your comfort, and they're in discomfort. Where vice versa, where the person dies, he'll finally be at peace, but now you'll be, in pain. It should be a human right. I don't see anything wrong with what that doctor was doing. It's not like, a lot of people call him, you murderer, you're killing those people. And the truth is, I look at it as a mercy kill. It's not like he's just going, knocking on their door and say, hey, put your hands up, boom, die. They want to die. They're the ones asking him to euthanize them. So how I look at it as, it's a mercy kill. It's assisted suicide. And I really, honestly don't see anything wrong with that. Because if someone doesn't have joy in life, there's just no point in going on. Now, I'm not trying to say let's all just give up, but what I am trying to friggin' say is people should have the right to choose what they want to do with their life. You know, I mean, I don't see why I'm wrong for saying that, or why that person's wrong for doing those actions that he caused. You know, a lot of people say he's a murderer and all that shit. Meanwhile, a murderer, let's get this straight. There's a difference between murderer and mercy kill. Murderer is just some random dude that'll go up to someone and just literally strangle him, kill him, whatever, for no apparent reason, or even if there is a reason, whatever. You're killing the person. The person is not saying, hey, you could kill me if you want, you know, not giving permission, it's just doing it. That's a murderer. School shooters, shooting, mass shooting, what, you know. That's a murderer. That's a psychopath. A murderer, psychopath. The kids didn't say, hey, shoot me, shoot me. The guy just, he was basically saying to himself, I'm going to shoot them. So that's what you call a murderer. Mercy kill is someone that's asking to be put down out of their misery, and the person's granting the patient's wish. So I don't look at that as a murderer. I look at that as a mercy kill. So really, when you think about it, there's a difference between murderer and mercy kill. Because if that's the case, when your dog is sick, or cat, or whatever animal you have, and the vet's putting him down, what are you going to say to the veterinarian? You murderer, you murdered my pooch, you murdered my doggy, my cat. No, he mercy killed it because the animal was suffering, and the animal was most likely going to die anyway. So the veterinarian saved that from happening. Well, I should say prevented that from happening, prevented the animal from suffering. So it's like basically the same thing that the Dr. Kevorkian, how do you say that name again? One second, guys. I always get that name confused. Kevorkian. So that's basically what Jack Kevorkian was doing to the patients. You know? Now, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he was only allowed to do it. I don't even know if he was allowed. I mean, yeah, at first I guess he was allowed, and then over time, stupid people, I guess, got mixed up with the word murder, saying he's murdering them, blah, 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 and the whole shit just went down. But, man, sorry if I'm shivering, man. It's freaking cold out here. It's like actually 42 degrees right now as I'm making this video. But, yeah, so he mercy killed them. Not murder. There's a difference. But I think terminally ill people was who he mercy killed. I don't think it was mental illness or anything. I don't know. Like I said, I ain't really do too much research about it. I mean, I heard about him, but I never really looked into, you know, research about him and looked at all the specs and stuff of how it all worked. But I just know very little. But I do know for sure there was people that were terminally ill that wanted to die, and he granted their wish. And I do not see anything wrong with that. I'm sorry. You could agree with me, you could disagree with me, you know, I don't care, it's up to you, but me personally, I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't look at that as murder. I just don't. I don't look at that as murder. Murders is a whole different word, really. Murders if he's just a doctor killing patients for no reason. That's murder. This guy could save this person's life, but instead he's going to kill the person. The person didn't even ask to die. The doctor just decided to kill him. Now that's murder. That I absolutely agree 100%. That's murder. But a poor patient that's suffering terminally, cancer or whatever type of illness, that person begging to die, and then the doctor granting the wish, that's a mercy kill. That's assisted suicide. That is a difference. But no matter how much you say these certain things, there'll still be those type of people that will always disagree and say, no, it's murder, it's selfish, life is precious, blah, 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 a whole bunch of stupid shit that comes out of their mouth, and saying, it's not your time, God should be the one to choose when to take your life. Well, how I look at it as, there should be two people in charge of your life. You and so-called God. I'm not saying God's real, I'm not saying God's fake, but if there is a God, he should have the right to choose when to take your life, and you should have the right to choose when to take your life. Shouldn't be any other person's choice, unless, of course, the person's asking, you know, like, for example, that situation with the doctor euthanizing those patients. That's where I would say it's mercy kill, assisted suicide. But yeah, those people do pretty much annoy me to say life is precious. It's not always precious for everyone. Life could be a living hell for people. I'm not saying it's a living hell for everybody, but just like life ain't really precious for everybody. There's people that are happy in life, and that's great. I like people to be happy. Everyone deserves to be happy. But that's the biggest problem. Not everyone has that happy joy. And there's so many reasons why. Whether it's financially why, health-wise, just you name it. So this is why I say life truly isn't fair. Just that it may be fair for you, count your blessings, yes. But doesn't mean because life's fair for you, life's fair for the whole world. Because that's just definitely, and that's a proven fact, that's definitely not the case. Life indeed is not fair, and that's a fact. Because if it was fair, we would all be treated respectfully. We would all have the same amount of money. Heck, that shouldn't even be a thing. We should all be living peacefully without that. But, you know, it's just not fair like people say it is. There shouldn't be no such thing as somebody richer than one another. There shouldn't be any, there should be no such thing as this person has nicer things than one another. We should all have a piece of the pie. And that's the thing. Life's not equal. Life is not equal. You're living in a nice warm place, roof over your head, while there's a poor person freezing, homeless, in the streets, shivering, literally just wearing the same clothes, can't shower, can't do nothing, starving to death, all because of money. And then people want to say life is fair. Look at homeless people when you say life is fair. Because life is far from fucking fair. If life was fair, no one should be homeless. No one should be starving as I speak. As I speak right now, someone's starving. Someone's literally anorexic skeleton because the poor person can't eat, can't afford food. And you idiots want to say life is fair? If life is fair, why is that poor person 50-something pounds starving, looking in garbage cans, trying to find whatever scrap that's left, if there even is any scrap? Life's fair? This is where I all say, we don't ask to be here. Now we're here, we got to go through all this bullshit to just die in the long run. We're just going to expire. This is basically how we live. We're born, we go to school, get a stupid job, possibly retire, and then expire. Retire, expire. But the funny thing is, not everyone gets the chance to retire. But we're all going to get the chance to expire. That's a definite. And even if you do get to retire, you enjoy maybe a few decades and then you expire. When you should have been enjoying your whole life, being free, being at ease. But no, what are you doing throughout your whole life? You're working your whole life. You're under stress your whole life, worrying how you're going to pay for this, pay for that. Gas prices once again going up. Every fucking thing's going up. What isn't going up? They should stop making the New Year's ball come down. Instead, they should make the New Year's ball go up, for another word saying it's going to be more of an inflation next year, because that's literally what it's going to be. And I'm sick of New Year's. I want to see the asteroid ball. Then that's something I'll probably go in New York City to actually friggin' watch. It's worth freezing my ass then, because I know once that asteroid comes, we're all going to be put out of our misery. Little joke, but the truth, man. Like, there's a lot of people that say, there's a lot of happy people out there. And there is. But that doesn't mean life is good, life is fair. Because if life was fair, people, wouldn't everyone be happy? Wouldn't everyone be jolly? Now, me personally, I'm not saying I'm like a Grinch where I just hate everything. But at the same time, what I'm trying to say is I'm not depressed, really. But living this life is depressing. So everything I'm sharing may sound negative, but it doesn't mean because it's negative that I'm negative because I'm depressed. It's not that. It's just I'm describing life like a narrator. That's basically all I'm doing. I'm just describing the society we all live in. That truly is depressing, if you ask me. Seeing homeless people, seeing people starving because they don't have some rectangular, dirty, filthy piece of paper with them. That's depressing. That's all I'm describing. I'm not saying, I hate my life. I'm not sobbing or anything. I'm just describing life. But this all goes back to people wanting to have the right to die. We should all have the right to do so. And it shouldn't really just be terminally ill. It should be mentally ill too. It should just be if someone just doesn't want to continue. So I can understand if we all signed and agreed to coming here and then now we want to quit. All right, it's one thing, but that's the thing. We don't sign anything. And things don't always get better. Now, however, things sometimes do get better for some people. Me personally, in which I say don't give up too soon. Try to get help. Try to do what maybe, like if you're suffering from something, if you have some kind of condition or just something, see if it's treatable. If it's treatable, definitely seek it. I definitely recommend that. But if you tried everything and nothing works, and then the person just says, you know what, I had it. I tried everything. I went here. I did that. I tried this treatment, nothing works. So now I just come to the point where I'm saying, all right, I just rather just get euthanasia or whatever. Then the person should have every right. At least the person didn't give up just like that. You know what I'm saying? The person tried to do whatever it takes to see if he could get back on the road of recovery. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. So now the person should have the right to choose to die or whether he wants to live, whatever. The choice should be totally up to us. No one should tell us we should die or we should live, or it should be totally up to us. And I don't see what's wrong about saying these type of messages in videos. I'm not encouraging anyone to do it, but we should all have the right to choose what we want to do with our lives, Me personally, I'm the type, I'll try to see if there's treatment out there. And if I tried everything and nothing works and I just want to die, I should have the right to do so. And we should all have the right to die in a peaceful way. No one deserves to jump from a building. No one deserves to hang themselves. No one deserves to put a bullet through their head. That's all messy. We should all have the right to choose to go peacefully. And that's what that guy was doing. He was giving them I don't know if it was an injection or a drink. I know there's 2 ways of euthanasia, if I'm not mistaken. But they would actually comfort the person that's making the decision to want to die, to put music on or be with his family, and he dies peacefully at his home or wherever he wants to go, which I would pretty much think at their home. That's the peaceful way anyone should want to go. That's how I want to die. That's how anyone should want to die, in their sleep. It's the best way to go. I said this numerous times, death's not hard, it's getting to death that's hard. Once you're dead, it's it. It's getting to death. And those poor people that have cancer and all those type of illnesses, they're in pain every day, suffering cancer, pancreatic cancer, stage 4. I believe stage 4 is the worst of all. And yes, they're going to die. You get some people and say, well, just wait it out, man. You're going to die anyway, or, whatever. But the truth is, why should that person have to suffer another second? Why does that person have to suffer another second when he could easily just be put out of his misery peacefully with euthanasia? Just like dogs. All right, your dog's a certain age, 15 years old, 14 years old, usually when it happens. I mean, I know the bigger dogs actually die younger. The little dogs actually live a lot longer, but you get what I'm saying. Your dog sadly is coming to the stage of death. So what do we do mostly? We bring them to the veterinarian to put them out of their misery so they don't suffer. Why have the dog, yes, the dog's going to unfortunately die either way, but why have the dog live the rest of those few days or however much time he or she, the dog, has left in pain, misery, whatever pain that they're feeling, when they can't eat anymore, when they barely can walk? I've seen poor dogs that try to get up, they fall, they're in pain, some even yelp. I mean, yes, the dog's going to die regardless, but if you could save that, if you could prevent that suffering to just get it done sooner, wouldn't that make more sense? And that's like the same thing with people. That's why that guy, I don't see anything wrong for what he was doing. He was just mercy killing them, putting them out of their misery. It's not like he was just murdering them. They wanted it. They agreed to it. Sorry if I sound a little funny. I'm shivering, man. I'm fucking chilly out here, dude. It's actually like, I just said a little while ago, it's like in the low 40s, man. But you get what I'm trying to say? Like, we don't have the dog suffering. Yes, the dog's going to die even if we don't put him down, but why have the dog die painfully? And, it just hurts to see that. And it hurts me. And it hurts me to see the same thing with a human being, too. Not just an animal, a human being, too. We should have that right, too. We put dogs, cats down. Why can't it be us, too, when we're in a bad state of suffering or mental suffering or definitely terminal suffering? That should definitely be a thing. But it should be a thing just in general. Mental's just as bad as terminal. A lot of people be like, oh, you have no idea, terminal's way worse. The truth is, it's all just bad in general. there's a lot of bad mental illnesses. PTSD, I mean, anxiety ain't no fun, man. Depression, all that shit. That's the thing. When people don't suffer from nothing, when people are healthy, they don't understand when someone suffers. That's when, since the person's feeling good, it'll be like, man, just suck it up, man. You just got to be strong. You know, it's easy for you to say. You don't feel nothing wrong with you. You don't feel no type of discomfort. You have joy. You have healthiness. You're happy, which is good for you. But sadly, that person's the total opposite. So it's not easy to just say, snap out of it or whatever the hell. That's the thing people don't understand, man. And that's what makes things complicated. That's what makes things annoying. Because you get a lot of these fools out there that just don't understand. And then right away they jump the gun. You murdered him. No, he wanted to go. It's mercy kill. Murder's a whole different word, man. School shootings, all those poor kids that died in school. That's murder. Those kids didn't ask to die. I know those kids didn't even ask to go in that building, period. So out of their will, they're in that stupid building, that school prison building, and then on top of it, they died. In a way, I guess he did them a favor, but you get what I mean. That's the difference between murder and mercy kill, assisted suicide, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, guys, I am going to wrap it up there. As you can see, it is starting to get cloudy, so I did hear a little thunder, actually, a little while ago. I don't know if I picked it up on camera. I'm actually stunned about that. But yeah, I'm actually going to wrap it up there. Hope the person that asked for this video request, hope I made you happy making this video. And hope I made everyone else happy watching this video. Hope everyone could relate and understand and truly understand where my heart's trying to speak, you know. I don't mean to be, I don't mean any harm in any way. I'm just describing what's fair and what's not fair. What should be and what shouldn't be, you know what I mean? But, yeah, so... yeah, anyway, I'm going to wrap it up for now, guys. Love you all. Take it easy. And like I always say before stopping the video, peace out.